topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask Good Questions podcast, broadcasting live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on W4CY Radio at W4CY.com. This week and every week, we will reach for a higher purpose in money and life, as well as a focus on health and wellness. Now, let's join your host, Bonita Bell Anderson, as together we start with Asking Good Questions.
Hello and welcome to the Ask Good Questions podcast. I'm Bonita Bell Anderson, and today we have an exceptionally unique individual who is our guest, and I would like to invite him now to the podcast stage. His name is Richard Trillion Mantey. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You can see by all the books on his bookshelf behind him that he is a prolific author. So, but we're going to talk about just one of his books today. We're going to talk about a weight loss and a health and wellness topic today that's kind of financial as well. But he was stuck in a cycle of weight gain and losing it and bringing it back. And you got up to what, 224 pounds?
Yeah, 224 pounds. Yeah.
Whew. So he said that he was faced with breathing issues and self-doubt and depression and loss of confidence. And he tried, like I have too, I've tried a gazillion different solutions to lose weight, only to gain it back. And this is a problem that, a lot of people have. So you're probably someone new to people. And so he did actually a lot of personal research and a lot of powerful trial and error going through things. And he lost over 60 pounds. And it gave him back a lot of confidence. And so this was intriguing to me. And so we are going to explore what he did. So basically, this is like a 4-step breakthrough that he had. And so I thought all of our guests on the podcast will find this kind of an interesting journey that you've had and an interesting story. So, Richard, can you take us back to the moment when you realized that something had to change?
Yeah, there was a time that I was extremely overweight. I was weighing 224 pounds. But when it tested, I couldn't breathe properly when I sleep at night, and I was struggling with breathing, and I lost my confidence, and my health wasn't that good. So one day I was walking down a park, and a guy called me over, and I thought he was going to tell me something interesting, and he looked me in the eye and called me fat.
Oh.
I don't know why he did that, but then it got my attention. I was really upset, but that was my wake-up call. So I came home, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said to myself that the guy was right. I was fat. At first, I was upset because for somebody to talk to you that way, that was very rude. And at the same time, this guy is the one that helped me wake me up that it's time for me to lose weight. So I started my journey about losing weight. And also there was a time that I went back home to Ghana, West Africa. That's where I was from.
Yeah, I was going to say, people would love to know where you're from.
Yeah, from Ghana, West Africa. And I was sitting down with my brother, far from me. I was breathing, but my breathing was very heavy. So he asked me, what's wrong with you? So these are all the things that was happening to me to the time this guy called me fat. And I realized that it is time for me to lose weight. So I went to the gym, and every time I lose the weight, I'll gain the weight back again. I hire a personal trainer, and he trained me. He gave me all the tips. And when I lose a weight, and I gain the weight back again. And I'm one of those guys that I'm super focused and determined that when I put my mind to something, I get it done. But I was struggling with this particular thing. I will lose the weight. It's not like I won't lose it. I will lose it, but then I'm going to gain it back again. And I went to, I even went on diet. I was taking medication to lose weight. I lose it and I gain it back. So I realized that this was just me struggling. There's something behind it. So I started reading and I bump into a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And I find out that I have programmed myself in a certain type of weight goal that I have to subconsciously change it before actually I can actually lose the weight. So I use a principle of what I learned from the conscious mind and subconscious mind, and I use that principle to lose the weight. And when I use it, when I lose the weight, I actually sustain and maintain the weight. So I decided to put this information in the book. That's how I wrote this book.
Well, now, Richard, you're not in Ghana anymore. You are. Tell everyone where you actually live now.
I live in Canada, Ontario, Burlington, Ontario.
Yeah.
I moved down here when I was 14 years old. I've been living in Canada longer than I've lived in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I
Wow.
reside in Ontario, Canada, Burlington now.
Well, what do you think? What do you think the biggest challenge was at 224 pounds? Was it the physical, or the mental, or the emotional?
Was a psychological, because it wasn't about me losing the weight. I realized that I mean, we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and the conscious mind is your thinking mind, and your subconscious mind is your habitual mind, where all habits are formed. So if you unconsciously program yourself in a certain kind of weight goal that you did not know, the subconscious mind is actually a million times more powerful than your conscious mind. It influences 95% of your thinking, your behavior. So if you, let's say, you're weighing like maybe 200 pounds and you want to lose weight, and every time you go look yourself in the mirror is telling you you weigh 200 pounds, you're overweight. So as you consistently looking yourself in the mirror and standing the scale, seeing your weight, it programmed the subconscious mind, and it's programmed by repetition. It actually, when you see yourself constantly, it programs you, and when the subconscious have that repetition, it will see to it that you sustain that goal. So the whole point of this book was to change the image I have unconsciously programmed in my subconscious mind, so that it will actually help me to lose the weight instead of to sabotage me. That's the secret of this book, basically. So yeah.
Well, it seems like, I've experienced this as well. Many people try diet after diet after diet and still end up back at square one. And what do you think? Do you think that the root problem is the subconscious?
It is a subconscious mind, because that's where all habits are from. Imagine it controls 95% of your thinking. So if you have a certain kind of belief in you consistently that this is how much you weigh, and when a person weigh like 200 pounds or 224 pounds, consciously you know that you weigh that much. So that thought program ingrained into your subconscious mind, and that program that you have, it will cause you to do things to sustain that weight. So when you go to the gym and you lose the weight, because you haven't changed that program in your subconscious mind, that subconscious mind will cause you to do things willingly outside physically that will sustain that weight goal that you have. So until you change that program, you're just gonna lose the weight, and it will cause you to sustain your goal that you have within. So it's all subconsciously.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get into it. All right. So you're saying it's a 4-step breakthrough. So what's the first step then?
Basically, let's start with a imagination. All right. Okay. Your subconscious mind, it's all about programming your subconscious mind actually to manifest what you're looking for. And your subconscious doesn't know what is real and what is imagined. So basically, you begin to imagine yourself, to see yourself how much you want to weigh. So let's say if you're weighing like me 224 pounds before, you have to begin to imagine yourself how much you want to weigh, and you have to have that image in your mind consistently before you go to bed at night. You have to imagine this in your mind as you go to sleep, because the subconscious mind, it's easy to program it when you're going to bed. So the last image you have in your mind as you imagine yourself that this is how much I want to look like, you go to bed, imagine yourself like maybe 15 minutes over and over, see yourself the weight that you want to weigh, hear people telling you that, wow, congratulations, you lost a little weight, so you use your four senses to listen to people congratulations for weighing this much. So as you keep on doing that consistently, it will program the subconscious mind. It's programmed by repetition. So you got to do it over and over and over and over. And once it takes that program, it will cause you to do things to lose weight. And this time, when you lose the weight, it will actually help you to sustain the weight, because you have changed the program from within,
Awesome. Okay. So start thinking about yourself as, it's like that future. I think of positive affirmations, like I am this or I am that. So it's kind of along those lines. What would be the second step then?
The step is the affirmation, by the way.
Okay.
So basically, you can say something like that. I am so. You use the word I am because I am is an identity. It's a universal word. When you use it, you actually talk. I am basically is a subconscious mind. So you are programming. So you use the word I am. You go something like, I am so happy, grateful, and thankful. Now that already I weigh this much, and I'm very grateful and thankful. You have to start with the word I am. You have to give thanks at the end. So basically, you're saying to your soul that you already weigh this much. So when you talk to your subconscious mind that way, because you are looking at this that is already done, so you program it and it will sustain that way. So you have to do it through repetition. Every morning, you get up in the morning, you have to be consistent and disciplined. Okay. So you get up in the morning, and with this affirmation I just give you, I'm going to go and tell you, I'm so happy, grateful, and thankful. Now that already I weigh 164 pounds, and I'm very grateful and thankful. If I weigh 200 pounds, you just choose how much you want to weigh. And when you repeat this affirmation over and over and over, you do it like over and over 10 minutes in the morning. You can do it in the afternoon, and you can also do it before you go to bed, right? So you do that for 21 days. Usually it takes 21 days for you to program yourself. But me, I will tell you that if you are desperate, do it for 3 months, knowing that the tennis program, So once this program is done, it will actually influence you to actually do things that will sustain the new program that you have instead of the old one. All you're trying to do is to reprogram your mind to actually cause you to do things. Since the subconscious mind controls 95% of your thought, if you have certain kind of image like that in there, it will cause you to do things to sustain that image that you have program it,
So basically, okay, so first you're visualizing the thing, the how you want to look, and then you're speaking the truth that you want to have.
Yeah.
So then step 3.
Step 3, basically recording and listening. Basically, see, you can program yourself in a different way. You can have like a tape recorder, okay? And this affirmation, you record the affirmation, all right? So whilst you go to bed at night, you have to put in repeat. And you put in your ears. As you're sleeping, it programs your subconscious mind through sleeping. It programs it. But in the book, I talk about step by step.
I haven't done it consistently, but yeah, that's a great idea. I have heard of that, and I've heard of actually artificial intelligence things that are helping people do that now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Yeah, but it's just that it's the repetition.
The repetition.
A lot of, so you're basically in different senses, you're talking about developing a new truth about yourself that is then repeated again and again and again.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
And so what's the fourth step?
The fourth one is written. Basically, you have to write down exactly, because when something is written down, right, it's like a vision. All right. You cannot accomplish anything without having it written down. So you write it down exactly how much you want to weigh, like an affirmation. You can repeat writing the affirmation over and over. As you are writing, it's like you are writing into your subconscious mind. So you get a piece of pen, the same affirmation, you write it over and over and over and over. But as you're writing, you actually programming yourself. Basically,
So the whole thing is about programming yourself.
the whole thing is
It's
about
you, yourself,
programming.
and I.
Yeah. So you use these 4 principles, which I put in the book. I tell you exactly how to do it, and you use it to program your. You're trying to change. It's like you're trying to change your old image, all right? And most people go through this. A lot of people are struggling. They lose the weight, they gain it back. This is a solution for it, basically. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't change the program, this subconscious mind is a million times more powerful than the conscious mind. It causes you to do things willingly. Like for instance, let's say before you learn how to drive a car, when you sit in the car the first time, you didn't know how to drive it. But as the first time you sit in the car, you're all over the place, you're uncomfortable, okay? But as you
Yep.
drive the car over and over and over, your subconscious mind took the program. So you program it through consistency, okay, and repetition. So while the program is done, you can sit in the car, you're going to be comfortable and do so many things at the same time. What is driving a car? It's a subconscious mind that took the program of driving the car. The same way with driving a bicycle. The first time you sit on a bike, you go sideways. But as you keep on going over and over and over driving a bike, you begin to go straight. When you go straight, it means the subconscious mind took the program. So when you sit on the bike, you go straight because the same way with the weight loss.
Well, I am wondering,
Yeah.
you know, weight loss a lot of times gets framed as purely physical, right? And how did your mental and your emotional health improve along the way? Did you notice any changes as you were losing the weight?
Well, what happened to me is that in the beginning, when I go to the gym, I will lose the weight and I'll gain it back again. Once the program was done, when I lost the weight, okay, I begin to have desires. Okay, before, let me give you an example. I never used to like fruit before. Once I changed the program, all of a sudden I have a strong desire about eating fruit. I mean, the subconscious mind is causing me willing to do things, to have desire to do things that will sustain the weight. So I begin to have a desire to actually eat fruit. So what I do basically every single day is that I never used to like fruit, and I don't like vegetables. I like chicken. I like to eat solid food. So once I changed the program, that's what happened to me. I begin to desire fruit, and I research about fruit that actually make you lose weight. I never used to do this. Once the program was done, I begin to do research willingly. So it will give you ideas and things that will actually cause you to sustain this step. But before that, I didn't do all this 4-step method. I wasn't thinking this way. But once the program was done, after I used the 4-step method, I began to think about food that will actually make me sustain my weight. So I have an idea about having like a boiling water. I squeeze lime inside and I drink it for the day. I eat blackberry, blueberry. There's a food called a dragon fruit. I never used to like that food.
I love dragon
Exactly.
fruit.
So these are the food that actually my subconscious mind directed me to actually. So I drink one of these once a day. Basically, I make a shake and I drink it. But before, I was not doing that. Why is that? Because the program that I have was making me do things, influencing my thought, which is 95% of my thought, to do things that will make me stay fat. But once I changed the program, it was directing me to do things to stay lean. So this is the secret, you know. So I begin to naturally maintain my weight because I changed the program. But if you try to just do that without changing the program, it's like looking yourself in the mirror and trying to change the image of you in the mirror without changing your face. That's how it is. It's insane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think surprised you the most about your
Man,
transformation?
the transformation that I became very healthy, basically, and I have so much energy. You know, I have more energy now than when I was in my teens. A lot of energy. Yeah. And I didn't know that I can have that much energy. So weight loss is something that everybody should make it one of their priorities in life, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how successful you are. If your health is not good, the money doesn't mean anything. So you have to make it your priority and your vision to make sure that you stay healthy by, if you're overweight, by staying lean. So you can pick up this books here and just read the principle of this book. This book is not that much anyways. And just use it. If you're struggling, just try it and see. There's no harm in trying, right?
Right.
You know?
Well, for someone listening who feels stuck and feels like, oh, this is never going to work, what's the very first step that they should take?
What they do is they pick up one of my books here, read it. It talks about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. It's actually going to teach you about your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and about this programming stuff. And when you go through it, just follow this book here is only 4 chapters, not even that much. This book is purposely made just for you to lose weight. So it's not like a long book you have to read. It's something that you just have to follow. It's the steps, right? You follow them and you'll be amazed. If it doesn't work for you, I will find your money for you, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and also just to remind everybody, on the website is the bonus downloads. I have bonus downloads from all my guests. And so that I will have a link there to his book. All right. So you can go get one of his books. Well, so I want to shift you to another aspect of this. We talked about how, you gain the weight back and everything. How did you maintain your results?
The result is that because
I'm guessing you're going to say the same thing.
Yeah, because the program has already changed, right? So now, instead of the program to sabotage me, trying to fight me, trying to sustain the old image of myself being overweight, because I've changed the program, so I naturally do things to sustain my weight. It becomes like a part of you, like who you are naturally, right? Yeah. So what you did is that you change your old weight.
Like you're choosing healthy foods to eat, for instance. Right.
And this was influenced by the new program that I have. Before, the thing with our subconscious mind is that you might think, okay, this is the same way with money. You might think that, you cannot change anything outside beside yourself. You got to change it from within first. Okay. So once the program is done from within, then the inside mirrors the outside. The same way with the world to sex and everything. So if you try to change anything outside beside changing within yourself, that old program you have will cause you to sustain what your program means. It will cause you to reflect what you have inside. So instead of you try to change outside, change the inside, because the inside is what mirrors outside, is what manifests what sustains outside. So people usually go out there and try to change their life from outside, which they end up back the same way anyways, because they haven't changed from the inside. So the whole thing is about changing from the inside. Yeah, basically.
So what would you say about, I'm thinking about like, what role did discipline play versus motivation? I mean, it's like discipline, you're going to keep on going, but I think discipline and motivation both are going to be influenced by your mindset, right?
Motivation is like a sugar. You put in your mouth, the taste will die out. It's like chewing a gum. You put inside the gum in your mouth, you chew, the taste of the gum will go. Discipline is like an air that we breathe. We need that. Okay. So basically, in this thing, you have to be disciplined and consistent. Okay. Yeah. So motivation can just leave you to a little bit, but when you are disciplined, you become consistent. You know what I mean? So consistency is the key and discipline is the key. You need those two. You need motivation. Like motivation doesn't sustain you through. Motivation, like I said to you, is like a gum. You put in your mouth, you chew a little bit, the taste is gone. That's it. You're back to yourself anyway. But when you're disciplined, you are consistent. That's what you need to accomplish this.
Well, you turned your personal journey into a book. And then, as I mentioned before, and you can see all these books on the back, why was it important for you? I want to hear a little bit about your story with being an author, but why was it important for you to share your story?
Yeah, I share my story because what I realized that we all here on this planet here to elevate and to lift each other up. So what is the point of knowing something like that if you just got to keep it to yourself? I believe that the more you elevate people, the more you elevate yourself. So we're here to make each other's life better. It doesn't matter what you do in life. The things you're doing, if it's not making someone else better, I don't think there's any point to it. So
Yeah.
the more you elevate, the more you become great. So we all here to lift and uplift each other. So my whole goal is to make people's life better. That makes me more happy than anything in the world. So that's why I choose this journey about. When I finished the book, I realized that I have so much in me. It took me a long time to put the book together, but after I figured out, well, I can help a lot of people because there's so many things going around the world. And if I can write
Yeah.
in a book to inspire people to change their life, and so be it. So that's my journey for becoming an author and I'm writing all these books. At this moment, I've
So you
written
wrote, that was your first book, right?
my Facebook was the one we were talking about. That you keep struggling to lose weight until you try this 4-step method of losing weight. And from there, I wrote about money mindset. And from money mindset, I wrote about longevity. You know, then I started and I did a soulmate secret about how to attract your soulmate. You know, so I've written so many books. I've written now 290 books now at Amazon, all published at Amazon.
290, and they're all on Amazon. So
All on
okay, so if you
Amazon.
want to look at this, yeah. So Richard Trillion Mantey is
So
out
you go,
there doing his thing on Amazon.
you go to my website. I have the books on my website too. You can check me out on my website. It's called richardtmantey.com. Right? Richard T as in trillion,
Uh-huh.
Mantey.com. You know, so I have all the books on my website too. I have some of them even on audio. You know, and I also have 5 YouTube channels that you can follow me on YouTube to talk about my books and stuff. So I've been busy.
Wow, you are busy. So are
I
you
am busy.
working on anything new?
Yeah, I'm working on. I'm just trying to branch into children's books now.
Children's books. Oh, fun. And so I'm
Yeah.
hoping, because what I hope is that you're writing some books that are encouraging and uplifting and inspiring for children.
Yep. To just program them to stay good, to be good, to discipline them. You
Yes.
know, it's very important. You know, because it's better to fix them when they're young than they grow up. When they grow up, there's nothing you can do.
Well,
You
I
know what I
don't know
mean?
if I would say nothing, but yeah, when you get them young, it's better. They're more willing to listen, I think.
Yeah, because the kids always
So
want to do what they want to do. Yeah, and if you
yeah, right.
if you give them what they want, then you're going to create something you don't want. So you got to discipline them by telling a nice stories, so that when they grow up, they'll become better kids and better for you too. You know?
Well, I think that was a really big key, was the difference between discipline and motivation. And
Yeah,
you certainly are disciplined in doing a lot of writing. And I basically think, wouldn't you say that you are writing books about things that you've learned in your life for you?
yeah. Right. Things about books that I learned about my life. Also, I do research about. So the book writing is about solving a problem, right? Nobody really want to know about your life story. Okay, so if the things that you're writing is not about solving people's issue, that what is the point? So basically, I research to find out the issue that's going on with a lot of people, and I write about it. You know, because you have to write in a way where you solve people's issues. When you write that, people are going to read it, because what good am I to anybody if I'm not writing a book to solve an issue that they're going through? Nobody want to hear me. They want to hear me because
Right.
I have a solution for something they're going through that I want to fix it through the book. Then they will get the book and they will change their life, right?
Yeah. That's
Basically.
amazing. Well, if listeners could only take away one lesson from your story and your 4-step breakthrough, what would you say that lesson would be?
I will tell them that they have to have a vision, basically. Okay. You see, this together with a book, this is something I want to put out there. Basically, this world that you live in, you have to have a dream, you have to have a vision, and you have to be clear about your vision. You have to be clear about it. Because if you're not clear, you can't accomplish it. All right. You
Yeah.
have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. Okay. And you have to work letter by letter by letter by letter. Every day, get a level 1% better to accomplish your dream. And don't try to accomplish the dream in a very quicker way, but do it gradually. For instance, if a drop of water fall inside like a bucket, if you drop a little somewhere water inside the bucket, for maybe 1 year, it would tend to be like a full bucket of water. But as you put in little by little, you don't see the effect that is creating in you, basically. So whatever you're doing, have a vision that is like 5 years ahead or 10 years ahead, okay? Think that big. Take your time and focus on it and accomplish it by staying consistent and being disciplined, and work on it. Make sure that the vision that you have is clear, because like I said to you, most people live their life with like an autopilot. They don't know what they're doing in life. They said that, what do you call it? They want to be rich, but if you ask them to define what rich is, they can't tell you. They say they want to lose weight, but they don't even know how much weight they want to lose. So you have to be specific, you have to be clear, and you have to be consistent and focus and do little by little every single day to the time you accomplish your dream.
Did you ever read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah, I read that. It's actually one of my favorite books. I read it every day. I like reading.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I read
that had a big impact on me too. And I mean, basically, that's what you're saying: the clarity, the
consistency,
putting one foot in front of the other. Don't ever give up.
Then you accomplish your dream.
Right.
And that's the only way. Because if you go sit in a car and the car is moving and you don't have a destination, you're never going to reach anywhere you're going. So you have to have a destination before you can reach where you're going, right?
Right.
So the same way.
It's like the Cheshire Cat. You're making me think of the Cheshire Cat now.
Yeah.
What did the Cheshire Cat say to Alice?
Tell me about it. I'd like to know.
The Cheshire Cat told Alice in Wonderland, he asked her, she's at a fork in the road, and the Cheshire Cat asks her, where do you want to go? And she goes, I don't know. And he says, well, then it doesn't matter which direction you take, because if you don't know where you're going. So that's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The same way the person that live with no dream. You have to have a dream, a vision, and you have to be clear. And when you have that, you're consistent and disciplined, you will accomplish your dream. That's the whole secret.
That's awesome. Well, I am hoping that people will take you up on looking at your offerings. I'll have a little flyer there a PDF that people can download with all your information about where to go look at all your stuff. And so is there any parting thoughts? We're just about out of time, Richard.
Thank you very much for having me in your amazing show.
Well, I mean, I'm here just like you. I mean, I'm just trying to help. I hope that I can help people, guide them into paths of finding good things to go check out. And you're certainly somebody that I never had known about. And when I saw how many books you had written, I was like, oh my goodness, and heard your story and everything. It was wonderful to meet you.
Thank you so much.
So
you make it possible for me to come here to showcase the books. And you are doing an amazing job. Keep up the good work. And I'm very proud of you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, all right. With that, we thank everyone for joining us on the Ask Good Questions podcast. And his information will be there shortly at the website. So please go check that out. Thank you again, Richard. And thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today's episode is over, but we did ask good questions again, didn't we? Don't miss out as we broadcast live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on W4CY Radio at W4CY.com. Join Benita Bell Anderson next week for more conversations with experts on finances, retirement, behavioral finance issues, health and wellness, and more. Until then, remember to ask good questions.